QB2 is Ty Simpson. Ty Simpson is my quarterback 2 here. So I like Ty Simpson, maybe not as much as others do. So I've seen this guy jumping all the way into the first round. I do think he is a first-round talent. I do have a first-round grade on him. However, I'm not jumping to take him in the first. I'm not rushing to. I think if he falls to you in the right situation, I think you can justify it. However, it's not my first pick. Measurables, only 6'1". So he's 6'1", 211 pounds, 23.2 age. So, again, only a month younger than Beck. So, I know he's a 4-year compared to Beck, 6-year, only a month younger. So, 23.2, and he only started 15 games his career. He's 11-4 as a starter, which is good. It's a good record. 11-4, led Bama to the playoff. Carried a really bad Bama team. This was like the worst Alabama team on paper in quite some time, since before Nick Saban this past year. So, stats were good. I mean, the basic passing stats, 64.5 completion percentage. That's right at the mark. You maybe went a little higher. The receiving core wasn't great. Dealt with a lot of drops. But he threw for 3,500 passing yards, 3,567 passing yards, 7.5 yards per pass, 28 touchdowns to only 5 interceptions. Very good ball security. Doesn't put the ball in harm's way. 145.2 passer rating. All solid production. All solid numbers. 28 sacks. He's a good athlete, can get outside the pocket. Better athlete than he probably gets credit for, but definitely took more sacks than you probably like. That's more experience and just kind of learning over time. Experience as a starter, throwing the ball away. Think he holds on to the football a little much. If we look at the advanced metrics, all the advanced numbers love them too. PFF grade had him at 83.1, PFN score 85.4, and a QBR 76.7, with the adjusted completion percentage of 75.3. So that is much higher. Again, the Alabama receiving core, specifically Ryan Williams, dealt with a lot of drops this past season. So I don't put that all on Simpson, and the wins above average was 0.908, which is third. Third among these quarterbacks, 0.9. Fourth, sorry. I forgot. Aguilar beats him. So Joey Aguilar beats Simpson for third. Simpson has fourth highest wins above average, 0.908. However, Simpson beat Aguilar head-to-head in the Tennessee-Alabama matchup. So we'll give Simpson the nod on this one. But, yeah. All right. NFL Combine scores. So next-gen stats, production score of 69, which is 7th in the class. Athleticism score of 68, which is 13th in the class. And total score of 74, which is 4th in the class among quarterbacks. So solid combine all around. Again, doesn't possess the greatest physical tools. However, he might have the best arm in the class. And that's a strength. So we're going over the strengths now. Throw for throw, I think he has the best arm in the class and the strongest arm, most accurate. Maybe not. Okay, I take that back. Maybe not most accurate, because I think Beck possesses the elite accuracy underneath. But the throws Simpson was making were so much harder than the throws Beck was making. So I do got to give him the benefit of the doubt on that. This guy was lighting up the intermediate routes and making some insane NFL pro throws this past season. If you flip on the tape, watch the Oklahoma game. Those were ridiculous from Simpson. I know we talk about that game a lot, but I'm comfortable saying he has the best arm in the class. He makes NFL caliber reads and progressions. He is also the son of a coach. I believe his dad is the head coach at UTSA in college. So been around football his whole life, coach's kid, been around the game. Smart processor, high IQ. I think him and Beck have that, or I think that's in Simpson's favor there, is his IQ on the field, his processing. You can watch him go through the progressions, and he is great at going 1, 2, 3, and then check down. And I think he does that better than any other quarterback in this class. So that's what we love about Simpson. He's also a better athlete than people realize. And better athlete, I don't think he's ever going to be a runner, but he can get outside the pocket and throw on the run. And he has a very strong arm in the run, too. So definitely a better athlete than he gets credit for. Weaknesses. Only 15 career starts in his college career. 15 career starts, which is not good proxy. The last quarterback we're talking about the quarterbacks who have only 1 year as a starter translating to the NFL. It's very rare that they find success. It's very rare that those quarterbacks work out. See a lot of them like the Mitch Trubisky's of the world. The last quarterback to have success 1 year starter was Cam Newton, and he was a cyborg. Simpson is nowhere near Cam Newton level of a prospect, so just throw that out the window. Ryan Tannehill is one, and I don't even know if you want to call that success. Like, he had some success in Tennessee, and it took a while. And then Mac Jones is the other. And it's similar, kind of like if you want to call that success in the NFL, he was only really a starter for 1 full year in the Patriots and then a couple of years and then struggled. And now he's not even a starter right now. So Mac Jones is actually for Ty Simpson, I do think he's a better athlete than that. And he has a better arm than Mac Jones. In terms of like pro style comp and running an offense, commanding an offense, that's how I see him at the next level. But Mac was almost better at Bama. And if you look at the numbers Mac had compared to Simpson, I know the receiving corps were night and day, way better team back then. Mac Jones put up some of the best numbers I've seen in a college season, and Ty Simpson did not. So that's the other thing. Weaknesses, or another weakness, he's undersized for a typical franchise QB. He didn't measure in at the best. He was kind of listed at 6'2" all season and then checked in at 6'1" when we got to the draft, when the combine. So definitely undersized for a franchise QB, but the arm strength is there. And then lastly, he cooled off for his better competition throughout the season. So after a very hot start against inferior teams, he was lighting it up, and he cooled off about like week 7 or 8 and just kind of was like average after that and was really good against Oklahoma in the playoffs, and then obviously struggled and got hurt in the Indiana game. So definitely affected him. But my NFL projection for him, like I just said, my comp is Mac Jones. I do think he's a better athlete and has a better arm than Mac Jones, but I think that's kind of like how they're both going to run similar pro-style offenses. I have a first-round grade on him, and I think the best team fit here is the Cardinals, Jets, or Rams. I think he ends up on one of these teams. I don't think it's within the first few picks, but I think somewhere in the first round he ends up on either the Cardinals, Jets, or Rams. I am not rushing to take Simpson in the first round. However, I think if the situation works out for you, you can justify it. But I don't think he can be your week 1 starter. I think he needs time to grow and develop. The Rams, I think, works best because I think if he sits behind Stafford for a full year and learns, I think that's like a dream scenario for him, for not only him, but for the team and setting up the next quarterback era. So, all right. That's all I got on Ty Simpson.